Lots of office buildings are empty.
Hunderte Bürohäuser mit tausenden Quadratmetern Fläche stehen leer.
Sono ancora vuoti rispetto invece alla sempre più crescente domanda.
Das Coronavirus hätte also rein theoretisch das Potenzial, klassische Großraumbüros in vielen Branchen zu begraben.
We changed the way we are living together. Work differently, house differently, consume differently. In today's real estate market, it's still more profitable to build new office buildings instead of renovation, redevelopment, and reprogramming. This leads to an enormous amount of empty office buildings. In this new world, what is the role and future of the office? Brussels, evolving into the political capital of Europe, faces 1 million square meters of empty office spaces located in strategic locations across the city. Through 3 different strategies, local actors make use of this situation: by activating, by developing, and by dwelling the giant.
I see empty buildings in Brussels all the time. So my project is to fill the building with artists all the way. So it's 11,000 square meters. It's owned by the Federal. The Federal has 400,000 square meters empty. This is 140 of what they have empty. And in my eyes, they don't do anything with it, and they don't really are proactive to find solutions with their empty buildings. Every day, from morning until evening, and parties in the weekends. And so the conferences would happen here. And this would be an exhibition place for also all the artists upstairs to be able to do exhibitions and stuff. It's to make of this a flagship, to show that it can be serious, it can be well managed.
Why not use buildings temporarily before spending all that money in putting it into something that's fancy? We can learn from these temporary occupations. So the City Forward project is the transformation of a very big volume of office buildings in the European district in Brussels that will transform into another set of office programs, or housing, or social services, or cultural institutions. What is happening now, this is a huge undertaking. It's 300,000 plus square meters of above ground space. So if you take all of this big volume, this kind of scale of transformation, it doesn't happen often. We're more or less going for 25% of housing, and then we add 5% of services. Those services can be either commercial, it can be cultural institutions, it can be any kind of equipment.
I think this project is great because, if I understood well, they are going to keep quite a lot of buildings. That's good, that's a good thing. The bad thing is that only 30% is housing. It's insane, because there is no need for offices in that neighborhood. I think if they do more housing, it's not profitable for them. So it's this market logic that, unless with very big interventions from the state, you can't do anything.
It's an existing office building that we transformed into a housing project. And if you demolish that building to build something new, you could have never built as high. Neighboring buildings have 3-4 levels. It was the financial reasoning behind keeping the building. A very intelligent building and intelligent structure. Why? It was undeep, so you get really light penetration deep in the building, and this floor height is incredible.
There is something in Belgium that's stimulating actually the adaptive reuse, and that is the VAT. If you transform an office building into housing, the VAT is 6% instead of 21%. This was transformed into housing and not into offices. It's precisely because the VAT is lower for the developer. So for them it's more interesting to transform it into housing than into offices. Otherwise you would just have offices.
In my dream, to use those buildings here to actually show what the world of tomorrow could be.
What I would very much like to see happen is, one, that it's a more of a vibrant neighborhood in which some people actually live and actually build a qualitative neighborhood out of this. That would be fantastic.
Our main task is actually to provide quality of life for the inhabitants. It's just political will, you know, like you need a huge amount of political will.